All right, back here on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Doug Greenwald with you. It is the visiting Oakland Ballers and the hometown Yolo High Wheelers. All right, look quickly at the Oakland lineup under manager Aaron Miles. First place Ballers, a one-game lead over Yolo in the second half of the Pioneer League schedule. Josh Leslie leads it off and plays shortstop. Hitting second, playing second, Dante Stewart. The first baseman hitting third, Noah Martinez. Brett Barrera's in the cleanup spot at third base. Hitting fifth, the designated hitter, Tripp Clark. Stephen Wilmer bats sixth, he plays right field. The catcher, Tyler Lozano, hit seventh. Batting eighth in left field, Tyler Best. And our old friend, former High Wheeler Kyle Guerra, back with Oakland, bats ninth in center field, and on the mound for the Ballers, right-hander Justin Kleinsorge. Again for Oakland and manager Aaron Miles, it's Leslie, Stewart, Martinez, Barrera, Clark, Wilmer, Lozano, Best, Guerra, and Kleinsorge on the mound. Now the anthem. All right, the national anthem this afternoon. A look at the Yolo lineup and manager Billy Horton. Again, Yolo is one game back of Oakland for first place in the Pioneer League's second half. But again, Yolo has a three-game lead over Boise for the second playoffs spot and, of course, holds the tiebreaker. Braylon Skinner, after not playing yesterday, leads it off, plays center field. Batting second at shortstop, Braylon Marine. Braden Blackford hits third, plays third. Batting cleanup at first base, Jose Gonzalez. Bobby Leday hits fifth, and he's the designated hitter. Batting sixth then at right field, Tanner Smith. David Glancy hits seventh in left field. Hitting eighth then at second base, Kirkland Banks, and Angel Mendoza rounds out the lineup. He does the catching and bats ninth for Yolo. On the mound for the High Wheelers, the left-hander, Brandon Mitchell. Again for Yolo and manager Billy Horton, it's Skinner, Marine, and Blackford. Gonzalez, Leday, and Smith, Clancy, Banks, Mendoza, and the lefty Mitchell on the mound. The starting lineup here this afternoon. The umpires for today's game is assigned by Ron Adams. He is the Pioneer League umpire assigner for the California-based games. Calling balls and strikes is Dean Poteet. Eric Martinez is the umpire at first base, and the umpire around at third is Bill Shortridge, and he is the crew chief. So those are the men in blue here for today's game. So after today, again, we have three more games in this series. That's after today, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 o'clock start tomorrow. And then Saturday and Sunday are both at 1:05 p.m. So tomorrow, 4 p.m., and then we go to 1:05 p.m. for the weekend for Saturday and Sunday. Oakland TBA on its starter, meaning its starting pitcher, the next 3 days. Tomorrow, Yolo will send to the mound right-hander Ben Ferrer, the league leader in wins and an ERA, 10 wins and 3 losses, and again, a league best 4.24 earned run average. Brendan Knoll at 2-3 and a 2.80 ERA will start Saturday, and then both teams undecided on Sunday. If Sunday's game doesn't mean anything in terms of the standings for either team, I can imagine it'll be just handing the baseball to somebody to get the game going. All right, here we go on this sunny afternoon from Dobbins Stadium. And Brandon Mitchell ready to go. And the lefty who grew up in Houston is out of the windup. And the first pitch of the game to Josh Leslie is fouled to the screen, strike one. No balls and a strike to count. We're underway at 4:09 this afternoon. 102 degrees from Yolo County. So 0-1 the count to Leslie, who had a big hit yesterday in the second inning. Mitchell winds and the 0-1, and Josh swings, and he drives one toward left center. On the run to his left, the left fielder David Glancy is there to make the catch. And Leslie is out, one down. I mentioned a big hit for Leslie yesterday. That's because it was a two-out second inning hit, which extended that inning for Brad Burkell, who then hit a three-run homer. And at the time, that made it 3-2 Oakland, and, well, the High Wheelers never trailed after that. But Leslie is out. Leslie coming in at 256 with 4 homers, 24 RBIs. One down, and now Dante Stewart, who homered yesterday, takes a big swing and a miss, strike one. No balls and a strike to the 346 batting Stewart with 7 homers, 18 RBIs. 2-run homer yesterday for the Ballers as Mitchell deals the 0-1, and that's inside for a ball, 1-1. So Brandon Mitchell, who's been with the club all season, first-year pro for Mitchell. 3-quarter windup and the pitch. And Stewart swings, and he flies this one high and pretty well hit toward center. Back is Skinner, and far to his left in the direction of right center. The center fielder, Braylon Skinner, will be there to make the catch. And out is Stewart. So 2 away here in the top of the first inning. No score. Now Noah Martinez digs in to face Mitchell. Brandon Mitchell is 6'2", 215 pounds. And just a few days ago, meaning on the 1st of this month, turned 25. So he had a Boise birthday. So happy belated birthday to Brandon Mitchell. Now it's Martinez, and Noah looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Martinez at 325, 21 homers to lead the club. He has 71 RBIs. Rests the bat on his back left shoulder. Mitchell out of the windup in the 0-1, and Noah lines one towards short. Snagged on one hop by Marine, and he'll throw to Gonzalez at first. And Martinez is out, and Mitchell a 1-2-3 first after half an inning. Oakland nothing, Yolo coming up on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On the mound for the Oakland Ballers is the right-hander, a man who grew up in Denver, and that's Justin Kleinsorge as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Oakland nothing, and Yolo coming up. Let me correct that. Kleinsorge went to college in Denver. He grew up in the Dallas area. Kleinsorge originally from Flower Mound, Texas, but went a couple of places to college. Went to Regis University, which is in Denver, and then later Division I school in Creighton in Omaha. So Kleinsorge, the Texan, 6'5", 215 pounds, and he is 24 years old. All right, Braylon Skinner leads it off for Yolo. It's Skinner, Marine, and Blackford to face Kleinsorge, who comes in with a record of 5-3 and a 3.32 earned run average. So Braylon Skinner, again, who had yesterday off, back in the lineup here today as Klein Sorge is out of the windup, and the pitch to Skinner is up and away, ball one. And the count is a 1 ball and no strikes. Nothing, bottom of the first inning. Yolo and Oakland. And the winner of today's game goes to the playoffs as Skinner swings, flies one softly to right field. Wilmer and the Sun waiting for it. And the right fielder, Stephen Wilmer, makes the catch, 1 out. Skinner coming in at an even 300 with 8 homers, 47 runs batted in. He reached base safely 5 times the other day. Sort of a weird line for him the other day with Skinner. You know, you think you reach base safely 5 times and you have a whole bunch of hits. Skinner only had 1 hit, and that was a home run. Now it's Braylon Marine who swings, and he flies this one high in the air to deep left field. Best is back, and now he'll square up in front of the track to make the catch. So Marine just got underneath that one, and he is out. So quickly 2 away. Braylon Marine coming in at 385 with 9 homers, 66 runs batted in. Marine with that 385 clip, 3rd best in the Pioneer League. But he has retired, 2 out quickly, bottom of the first, no score. Yolo, Oakland. And now Braden Blackford digs in at 327. He has 13 homers, 62 RBIs. And the pitch to Blackford from Klein Sorge, outside ball 1, 1-0. I was talking about Skinner the other day where, yeah, he reached base 5 times, but only on 1 hit. Had the home run, 3 walks, a hit by pitch, couple of RBIs, couple of runs scored, a stolen base. Busy man for only 1 hit. Next pitch is outside of Blackford. A ball and a strike. Klein Sorge right back, and Blackford a tapper foul up along third, past third base coach and manager Billy Horton. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Braden Blackford. Nothing, bottom of the first inning. Yolo and Oakland on this toasty Thursday from Davis. The 1-2 pitch, and that's just outside, ball 2. And the count moves now to 2 balls and 2 strikes to Braden Blackford. Outfield medium depth straight away for Blackford. Sports white batting gloves. The windup in the 2-2. And Braden swings, and he pops this one up. Barrera, the third baseman, back of the bag, waiting for it, lines it up. Now a few more steps to his left and hangs with a high sky and sun to make the catch. So Blackford pops to third, and each team goes in order in the first after 1 no score. Yolo, Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On we go to the second inning. It is a 0-0 contest, and Brett Barrera leads it off for Oakland. So Yolo nothing, Oakland nothing, and Brandon Mitchell winds in the pitch, and Barrera takes high ball one. And the count is a 1 ball and no strikes. Barrera in his 15 games as a member of the Ballers, 390, 5 homers, 20 RBIs. Outfield medium depth straight away, man the pitch, and Barrera takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. So Barrera, a couple of hits yesterday, and again, a guy who is, when you combine his Idaho Falls and Oakland totals, is hitting .594 against Yolo this year. He's 19 for 32 against the High Wheelers as he takes outside ball 2 to Barrera, former Stanford Cardinal. 2-1 the count. Nothing. Mitchell winds and the pitch, and Barrera takes outside, and that's ball 3. So the count's now at 3 balls and 1 strike to the third baseman, Barrera, who we normally see at first base. 3 balls and a strike. Mitchell right back home, and Barrera swinging a foul to the backstop, strike 2. So 3-2 the count from Brandon Mitchell. Again, a record of 5-2. ERA is at 7.07 entering play. The windup in the 3-2 pitch, and Barrera swings and grounds one to shortstop, gloved by Marine, and he will throw to Gonzalez at first, and Barrera is out. So nice job by Mitchell coming back from 3-1 to retire Barrera. 1 up and 1 down. Top of the second inning. It is 0-0, Yolo and Oakland. And now the designated hitter, Trip Clark, will dig in. 311 for Clark in his 34 Oakland games since being signed toward the end of July. 3 homers, and he has 19 RBIs. And the pitch to Trip Clark, and he takes a strike. Outside corner 0-1 in this get-together of a couple of Texans. Mitchell from Houston, Clark who grew up in Waco. The 0-1, and that's lined foul, first base side, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Clark, who had an RBI base hit yesterday. The former first team, 3-time first team All-Division II player at Angelo State in Texas. The 0-2 on the way is outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I've yet to meet Trip Clark. I should ask him if he feels right at home in this plus 100-degree weather after having gone to college at Angelo State. San Angelo is one of the hottest places on earth. The windup in the 1-2, and he swings and rips this ball past the shortstop Marine and into left field, a base hit. First hit, first base runner for either side. As the left fielder Glancy gets the ball in towards second. 0-0, top of the second inning, Yolo and Oakland. And here is the right fielder, Stephen Wilmer. Yeah, I've never been to San Angelo in the summertime, but from what everyone tells me, that is, a part of Texas, that's central Texas, like right in the middle of a desert. That's the first pitch from Mitchell to Wilmer is outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Wilmer in an Oakland uniform, 276, 3 homers, 15 runs batted in. And Mitchell from the set deals, and Wilmer a late swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Clark, the runner at first base, being held on by Gonzalez. 2 steals. He's been caught twice. The 1-1, and Wilmer takes strike 2 on the inside corner. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes with the catcher Tyler Lozano wetting on deck. 1-2 the count. Mitchell from the belt now deals, and Wilmer swings and misses, strike 3. Chased that one well out of the zone. And he is out. First strikeout for Mitchell. 1 down, or 2 down now. Clark holds it first. 0-0, Yolo and Oakland. Top of the second inning, and now the catcher Tyler Lozano comes up. His first start of the series. So Clark, who's the DH today, had started the first 2 games of this series as catcher. Now Lozano, a guy who's been here all season, comes up at 235, 4 homers, 25 RBIs. And the pitch to the Stockton product, who's taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Clark not a very big lead at first, not a ton of speed. As the 0-1, Lozano takes outside, ball 1, 1-1. Brandon Mitchell won his last start. That was at Boise last series, August 31st. So that was on Saturday night. So won the ball game the night before his birthday. Too bad he couldn't pitch and get the win on his birthday, which was the next day. 1-1, low and in ball, 2-2-1. But Mitchell, one of his best outings, 8 innings, allowed 1 run earned on 4 hits, a walk, and struck out a season high for him, 9. Nothing here as Lozano takes the 2-1 high, 3-1. So the 9 strikeouts and 8 innings, both tops for Mitchell in that last outing. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. No score, top of the second. Clark leads at first. Big hole in right center, and now Mitchell a turn throw over. Gonzalez there to take it, and Clark back safely standing up. Mitchell, this is his 17th start/appearance of the year. 6th start against Oakland. From the belt, he makes the 3-1, and Lozano takes low and away, ball 4. And now a 2-out threat for Tyler Best. So sort of a similar situation as yesterday. Oakland, even though they're not trailing right now, the game is nothing, top of the second. But yesterday it was 2-0 Yolo in the top of the second, and then a 2-out batter reached. Leslie in a single, and that allowed a 3-run homer to Burkell, who, by the way, Burkell, despite a home run and 4 RBIs yesterday, not in the lineup today. But anyway, this sets the stage for Tyler Best, one of the new ballers. As Mitchell now will step off the rubber. That's his first disengagement, and the catcher and Angel Mendoza out to talk to Mitchell. So Tyler Best, Mitchell grew up in the Boise area, but played professionally this year in the Pecos League. Played with Martinez this season, hit .339 for the Sturgeon. 15 homers, 50 RBIs in 43 games, as I said, in the Pecos League. As Best takes, and that's outside ball 1-0. So certainly familiar with Northern California. Much of that league, at least on the California side, is in this area, including Marysville, Martinez, and Vallejo, and Dublin, and San Rafael. The 1-0 on the way, and that's low ball 2-0. And then Best, as I said, just signed a few days ago. So he started 2 of the first now 3 games of this series. No score. Top of the second inning, Yolo and Oakland. So Clark's at second, Lozano's at first, the 2-0. And Best drives one foul right side. And the count moves now to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Tyler Best as Mitchell delivers, and that's a strike called on the inside corner. So the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Best. Runners lead at first and second, and the 2-2, and Best drives one foul down the right field side. So 2-2 the count from Brandon Mitchell. I mentioned that he has, as I said, been here all season. 2-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup for Mitchell. Kicking the 2-2, and Best swings and a foul to the backstop. So Tyler Best hanging in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Best, again, who played Division II baseball at Northwest Nazarene up in Nampa, Idaho, just outside of Boise. So Clark's at second, Lozano's at first. No score, top of the second between these two I-80 ball clubs, Yolo and Oakland. As the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch, and Best swings, and he drives one down the right field side, and that's a base hit, and that's going to go all the way into the corner. Clark scores. Lozano is going to be waved to the plate, and the throw home is not in time. Lozano slides in safely. It is now a 2-0 lead in favor of the Ballers, and Best ends up at third. So back-to-back days that the Ballers have had a 2-out batter reach, which obviously extends the inning, and then a multi-run hit after that. And it's the newcomer to the Ballers in Tyler Best, who has himself a 2 RBI at bat. We'll score that for you in a moment. Now Kyle Guerra He comes up as Guerra digs in. And the pitch on the way, and that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and one strike the count. So So 1-0 pitch to Guerra, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Kyle Guerra, of course, as most of you know, began the season with the Yolo High Wheelers, and then Yolo traded him to Oakland, and then was eventually released. As the 0-2 pitch, and Guerra takes outside ball 1. And the count is a 1 ball and 2 strikes to Guerra. Talked to Guerra briefly before the game today. Guerra, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count, and the pitch, and Guerra slices one foul. So count is at 1-2. All right, that'll be for Best. That'll be a double, 2 RBIs, and he advances to third on the throw to the plate. So 2-0 Oakland, top of the second, and the 1-2 to Guerra. And he swings and chops this one towards second to his left. Banks up with the ball and tosses it over to Gonzalez at first. And Guerra is out, but the 2-run double for Best. By the way, it's his first 2 RBIs as a member of the Ballers. So 2-run double for Best, takes third on the throw to the plate. Guerra is retired on the ground ball to second. But Oakland strikes for 2 runs here in the second inning. 2 runs, 2 hits. There were no errors. And a runner left. When we go to the bottom of the second, it's Oakland 2 and Yolo nothing on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On to the bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Oakland. Jose Gonzalez leads it off, and the first pitch from Justin Kleinsor just popped up foul left side, strike 1. No balls and a strike. Gonzalez, Lede, and Smith, 4, 5, and 6 to face Kleinsor. So, again, the Ballers, back-to-back days where they have struck gold with 2 out in the second. The 0-1, and that is high for a ball. And the count is at a ball and a strike to Gonzalez, who digs in at 378. He has a team-high 19 homers and a team-best 83 RBIs. The windup by Kleinsor and the 1-1. And that's up and away, ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike. Gonzalez, 4th in the league in hitting at 378. The windup in the 2-1. And Gonzalez takes strike 2 on the outside corner, 2-2. So the High Wheelers have Marine 3rd in the league in hitting at 385. And as I just mentioned, Gonzalez 4th in the league in batting at 378. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-0 Oakland, and the pitch. Gonzalez is swinging a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball down and away, gets him. And he is out, 1 down. And now Bobby Lede will dig in. 7 RBIs to the first 2 games of the series for Leday, 324, 17 home runs, and he has 81 RBIs as he faces Justin Kleinsorge. Now, Kleinsorge began the year in the American Association with Lincoln, another MLB partner league team, which is Lincoln, Nebraska, we're talking, not Lincoln, California. 2-0 Oakland. Bottom of the second, the windup in the pitch, and Leday swings and flies one softly to right. Wilmer in a handful of steps in the sun, and Stephen Wilmer reaches above his green cap to make the catch. And Leday is retired, 5 in a row, set down by Kleinsorge to open his Thursday. 2-0 Oakland, and now it's Tanner Smith who comes up. Kleinsorge last worked against Idaho Falls. No decision on August 29th. That was a 1-0 win for Oakland. Obviously, shutout appearance for Kleinsorge. As Smith takes low ball 1-0. He worked 5 innings in that game, allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, struck out 6. Kleinsorge's last win, August 23rd at Northern Colorado, 10-4. The 1-0 to Smith, tap foul up along first, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tanner Smith. The lead is 2-0 Oakland, bottom of the second. 285 for Smith, 12 home runs, 49 RBIs. The 1-1 on the way, and that's fisted toward short. Charged and gloved by Leslie, throws on the run, and the ball gets away from Martinez. It goes down the right field side, and Smith will get as far as second base. There'll be an error on the shortstop and Leslie. Bad throw by Leslie. So Leslie, who normally is a sure-handed shortstop, committed a big error the other day. Say big because it led to an 8-run Yolo inning to open the inning, and now Leslie a 2-out throwing error. The first baseman Martinez really didn't have a chance to catch that ball. The ball did stay in play, went down the right field side toward the side wall. So Smith is the first Yolo base runner. That's the first error for either team. 2-0 in favor of the Oakland Ballers. Bottom of the second, and now that extends the inning for the left fielder, David Glancy. Outfield around to the left as Kleinsorge now to the set for the first time delivers, and Glancy looks up and in. A ball, no strikes. 306 for Glancy. He has 3 home runs. He has 16 RBIs. Big hole in right center. Outfield not terribly deep. Swung around to the left. 1 ball, no strike pitch. And that's a strike called on the inside corner to Glancy. And the count is at a ball and a strike. And again, understandably, with all the times these two teams have met this year, 32 times they have met. Certainly have the Highwheelers have certainly seen Kleinsorge, or, well, vice versa. The 1-1, and that's low and in ball 2, 2-1. Oakland leads the season series 17-15. These two teams have split the first 2 games of this series, each with a blowout win. Yolo 15-4 on Tuesday, Oakland 12-2 yesterday. Smith at second, the 2-1, and Glancy fouls one to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-0 Ballers, bottom of the second. All the meetings that these two teams had in July, Kleinsorge did have 1 win against Yolo. That was in Oakland, July 26th, the 13-0 victory for the Ballers. The 2-2, and Glancy looks outside, ball 3. So the count is now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is Kleinsorge's 5th appearance against Yolo. He's 1-0 against the Highwheelers. 3-2, and Glancy swings and misses strike 3, and he is out. Slider gets him, and Glancy is the second strikeout victim of Kleinsorge. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We go to the 3rd inning. It is 2-0 in favor of the Oakland Ballers over the Yolo Highwheelers on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On we go to the third inning this afternoon. It is Oakland 2 and Yolo nothing. And top of the Oakland order for the second time, the shortstop Josh Leslie leads it off. And the first pitch from Brandon Mitchell, chop foul up along third, strike one. No balls and a strike, so the same three who hit in the first inning hit here in the third. Leslie, Stewart, and Martinez to face Brandon Mitchell. Josh Leslie flying to left field in the first. The 0-1 up and away for a ball, 1-1. So Leslie in the leadoff spot today. Brett Carson is not here because he is being inducted into his high school Hall of Fame in Ohio, the 1-1. And Leslie a foul to the screen, strike two. So 1 ball and 2 strikes with a 2-0 Oakland advantage top of the third inning. So I don't know if Carson will be back by the end of the series or not. The 1-2, and that's foul to the backstop. Shockingly, Brett did not call and say goodbye to me when he went back to Ohio for his high school Hall of Fame induction. But anyway, he is absent. The kick in the 1-2, and that misses outside for Mitchell, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Leslie from Mitchell, who these two probably faced each other in college. The 2-2 swing and a foul to the backstop. 2-2. Leslie at McNeese State University in Lake Charles in the Southland Conference, and then Mitchell at the University of New Orleans. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Josh Leslie. And the pitch, and Leslie takes, and that's up and away, ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Leslie, who one of the years he was at McNeese State, led the Cowboys in hitting. In fact, it was last year. Pitch on the way, and Leslie takes strike 3 called outside corner. And he is down on strikes, so second strikeout for Mitchell. 1 down to get the third inning going. A 2-0 advantage for the Oakland Ballers, and now the second baseman, Dante Stewart, bats. I was going to say, when I say last year, I mean literally last year. I don't mean this past spring, but 2023, when Leslie led the McNeese State Cowboys in hitting at .313. Now it's Stewart who takes a strike on the inside corner. 1-1. Another possible college meeting between these two. Again in the Southland Conference. Stewart at Northwestern State, Mitchell at New Orleans. The 0-1 is taken low, ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count. So Dante Stewart, 2-0 Oakland. The kick in the 1-1. And Stewart swings and he flies one softly to right. Plenty of room for Tanner Smith out there, and the right fielder will be there to make the catch. And Stewart is retired, so second time he's flied out today. Wants to center, now to right. So 2 up and 2 down. Visitors half of the third inning. It is 2-0 in favor of the Oakland Ballers. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. And now it's Noah Martinez who comes up for the second time. He grounded to shortstop in the first as Mitchell works out of the windup and the pitch on the way. And Martinez swings and flies this one shallow right. And backpedaling and staying with it is the second baseman, Kirkland Banks, and he makes the catch. So Martinez pops to second. 1, 2, 3 go the Ballers in the third after 2.5. Oakland 2, Yolo nothing on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Moving along to the bottom half of the third inning, it is 2-0 in favor of the Oakland Ballers, leading the Yellow High Wheelers. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Mention that the winner of today's game goes to the playoffs, so somebody will be celebrating on this field after the game, and it's possible that both teams could clinch a playoff spot today if Boise loses tonight. So one Yolo win or one Boise loss in any of the next 4 days gets Yolo a playoff spot. One Oakland win or a Boise loss gets Oakland a playoff spot. So looking more and more like these two teams will see each other again next week for the postseason. But no promises or guarantees. Now Kirkland Banks shows bunt, and he takes outside ball 1-0. Banks, Mendoza, and then the top of the Yellow order for the center fielder in Braylon Skinner, with the Oakland Ballers leading 2-0. Kirkland Banks bats at .270, 7 homers, 38 RBIs, and he pops this one up foul right side, strike one. And the count is a 1-1 strike. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for Oakland. No runs, no hits, no errors for Yolo. Kleinsorge, 3-quarter windup in the 1-1. And Banks swings and misses strike two. Fastball in the outer half, and the count moves now to 1-2 strikes. Banks 1 for 3 yesterday, a single and a walk. 2-0 in favor of the Ballers. Bottom of the third. The windup in the 1-2. And Banks swings and fouls into the screen. And we'll try it again at 1-2 strikes. So the High Wheelers losing 12-2 yesterday obviously meant that they trailed at one point by at least 5 runs. It's the first time that the High Wheelers had trailed by as many as 5 runs since the last homestand against Boise. The 1-2. And Banks chases this one and fouls it off right side. 1-2 strikes. Going to go back to the Boise 8-3 win here against Yolo on August 24th. So it had been 10 days. I know a couple off days in between, but the High Wheelers had trailed by that many as Banks swings and fouls this one to the screen. And the count holds at 1-2 strikes. But Yolo still 17-4 over its last 21 games. The windup in the 1-2, and Banks swings and bloops this one down the right field side, and that's a base hit. So just a flare down the right field line. The right fielder Wilmer in over toward the line to pick that ball up and gets it in towards second. So Kirkland Banks, nice job there, fouled off several 2-strike pitches to keep the at-bat alive. And Banks is at first base, 10 steals. He's been caught 4 times. So Martinez will hold him on, and now it's Angel Mendoza who comes up at 168, 3 homers, and he has 21 runs batted in. 2-0 Ballers, home half of the third. So Mendoza shows bunt, and he bunts this one in the air past the mound, and there will be no play. Instead, Kleinsorge will throw the ball away. I have no idea why he even bothered throwing that ball. He had no chance to get Mendoza, and everybody is safe. So Banks gets credit Mendoza gets credit for a bunt single, give him a base hit, and then Banks goes to third on the throwing error on the pitcher Kleinsorge. So base hit, E1. Base hit moves Banks to second. Mendoza the bunt single, and then Banks goes to third on the throwing error by the ill-advised throw by the pitcher Kleinsorge. So first and third, nobody out. Second error for Oakland. Top of the Yolo order for the second time for the center fielder Braylon Skinner, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Runners at the corners, and the pitch to Skinner, and he swings in a foul ball left side. The count is at no balls and 2 strikes. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for Oakland. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Yolo. Skinner fly to right his first time. Middle infield looking to turn 2. 2-0 Ballers. And the pitch from Kleinsorge, and Skinner swings. Ground ball, second base to his left. Stewart goes to Leslie at second. 1. The shortstop short of first is not in time. Skinner is safe. So is Banks, who scores. Mendoza is forced at second, 4-6. And it is now 2-1 in favor of Oakland. So give Skinner a run batted in. Run would have scored no matter what, but obviously you like that result with only 1 out. And Skinner, because it was not a double play, even though a run would have scored, because he reaches base on the force play, picks up his 48th run batted in. And now it's Braylon Marine who will come to the plate, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike. So Skinner at first. Again, 39 steals this year, which is 4th best in the league. So no balls and 1 strike the count. Outfield around to the right, and the pitch, and Braylon Marine a big swing and a foul to the backstop. 1-2 the count. Marine flied to left field in the first inning. The count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The score is 2-1 Oakland. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Skinner at first, being held on by Martinez. The pitch to Marine, just off the plate, ball 2. So the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Marine. 6-game hitting streak was snapped yesterday. He was 12 for 29 during the streak. Hit .414 in that span. And now the pitch on the way to Marine. And that is low for a ball. Seems to be some question on what the count is. Okay, now Dean Petit does, the plate umpire does signal the count is at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2 the count. I'd have to think Skinner's going to go right here with 1 out, and I think the pitcher, Kleinsorge, thinking the same thing, throws over. That's his 2nd disengagement. So now I really think that Skinner will go right here on 3-2. Now the Kleinsorge has to come to the plate, or you can take your chance in trying to pick Skinner off. 3-2 pitch, Skinner goes. Marine swings, rips 1 past the diving shortstop Leslie into left field, a base hit. Skinner on his way to 3rd. He'll go in there easily with a dive as the left fielder Best gets the ball in towards 2nd. So Skinner goes to 3rd. Marine, give him a single to left. So he is 1 for 2. 1st and 3rd now, and here is a 3rd baseman in Braden Blackford. 3 hits for the High Wheelers now. 2-1 Oakland, but the High Wheelers knocking at the door with Blackford, who popped to 3rd base in the 1st inning. So outfield medium depth and straight away, and now apparently I don't know if time was called or what the deal is. Anyway, now Skinner's at 3rd. Marina's got good speed at 1st. And Blackford swings. Ground ball through into right field, a base hit. Skinner scores to tie the game. Moving to 2nd is Marine, and we are equal at 2 as the right fielder Wilmer gets the ball in towards 2nd. So give Braden Blackford an RBI. That's his 63rd this year. Now that was no chance of being a double play. The ball was hit just too far to the left of the 2nd baseman Stewart. And the ball just kept right on bouncing through into right field. So that is the 4th hit of this inning for Yolo. Game is tied at 2. Still 1 out, and now it's Jose Gonzalez who bats. And the pitch to Jose, and that's down the middle, strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike to count. The pitch on the way, and that's in the dirt for a ball. Count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 2-2. Here in the bottom half of the third inning, so the High Wheelers taking advantage of a bunch of singles, a throwing error, and the pitch to Jose, and that swung on and missed, but the pitch in the dirt, it'll go, of course, as a strike, but on the wild pitch, the runners move up. So wild pitch, charge to Kleinsorge. Marine goes to third. Blackford to second. Meanwhile, the count is at 1-1 strike to Jose Gonzalez. Eventually, the ball ended up over toward the third base Oakland dugout, so the catcher Lozano had to track that one down. The count is at 1-2 strikes, so 1-2 is the count. Infield is back with one out and the pitch, and Gonzalez swings and misses strike three. Now, as Gonzalez is saying that, I'm not sure what he was saying. Did he not know what the count was? I have no idea. He's barking at the plate umpire, Dean Poteet, but Gonzalez strikes out swinging for the second time, so it could be a big strikeout right there, at least for the moment it is. And now it's up to Bobby Leday. Well, Bobby's had some big two-out hits in this series. Go back to the other day, a two-run second inning two-out double, and the grand slam in that 8-run sixth inning. That was with two out. That strikeout for Kleinsorge is his third. So now it's Leday with the game tied at 2, and he swings, drive into center field, a base hit. Well, right on cue, a big two-out hit for Leday. That'll score Marine and Blackford, and it's 4-2 Yolo in the bottom half of the third inning. Well, the center fielder Garrett, who was right up with the ball, gets it in towards second. So Bobby Leday now with 83 RBIs. That matches Gonzalez for most on the team. So Leday probably saying, all right, Jose, you're not going to get those RBIs. I will. And I'll tie you for the team lead. So 4-2 now, Yolo. Eighth man now to bat in the inning is Tanner Smith. He is 0 for 1. And he swings and he pokes one in the air. Foul left side, strike one. No balls and a strike. Smith reached on the throwing error by the shortstop Leslie in the second inning, although that did not lead to anything. So 5 hits now for Yolo. More importantly, 4-2 in favor of the High Wheelers. Bottom of the third. And the 0-1. And Smith takes, and that is low ball one. And the count is a 1-1 strike now to Tanner Smith. Leday at first base, 27 steals this year. He's been caught 6 times. And now a balk has been called. Leday danced off of first base, and there was the first base umpire, Eric Martinez, who signaled the balk on Kleinsorge. Not sure exactly what Kleinsorge did, but a balk is called. So, in this inning, it's been 5 Yolo hits. There's been an error, a wild pitch, a balk. 4-2 Yolo, bottom 3. And the pitch to Smith, who now with a base hit in the outfield could get a run in. Takes a strike on the outside corner. So 1-2 strikes. So 1-2 the count to Tanner with David Glancy on deck. This inning started on that bloop single right by Banks, and he fouled off a bunch of 2-strike pitches. The 1-2, slap toward short, snagged nicely by Leslie, and he will throw to Martinez at first. And Smith is out. Second time he's hit the ball on the ground to Leslie. But Banks started with a single, 5 hits overall. So 4 runs for Yolo, 5 hits, 1 error, and a runner left. We go to the fourth. It's now Yolo in front. Yolo 4 and Oakland 2. On YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On we go to the fourth inning here this afternoon from Dobbins Stadium in Davis, California, and a 4-2 lead for the hometown Yolo High Wheelers. Again, the winner of this game clinches a playoff spot. And it'll be Brett Barrera to lead it off, and Brandon Mitchell pitching with the lead for the first time today. Misses outside, ball one. A ball, no strikes. 4, 5, and 6 for the Ballers, Barrera, Clark, and Wilmer. So each team has had a 2-out, 2-run hit today. Best in the second inning for Oakland as Barrera takes a strike on the inside corner, 1-1, and Leday, the go-ahead 2-run hit in the bottom of the third for Yolo. The windup in the 1-1, and Barrera swings and has his daily hit against the High Wheelers. Line drive, right field, base hit. And that's how the fourth inning commences as the right fielder Smith to his right up with the baseball. Gets it back in towards second. So Barrera, who mentioned this when Barrera faced the High Wheelers back in June in Idaho Falls, that Barrera led the Pac-12. Remember the Pac-12, folks? Remember that conference? But anyway, Barrera led the Pac-12 in hitting while he was at Stanford. I guess now if you lead the league in hitting and you play at Stanford, you lead the Atlantic Coast Conference. So now Clark bats. Singleton scored his first time. He's a tying run, and he takes low ball one. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Barrera at first base, again being held on by Gonzalez. 4-2 Yolo on the pitch, and Clark takes. And now the count moves to 3. The count is actually at 3 balls and no strikes. So 3-0 the count. 4-2 in favor of the High Wheelers, and the pitch, and Clark takes, and that's at the knees for a strike. And the count is at 3 balls and 1 strike. Barrera and the runner at first base, being held on by Gonzalez, and the pitch to Clark. And he rips this one fair on down the left field line, and that ball's going to go all the way to the wall. Barrera on his way to third. He will stop there. And into second is Trev Clark with a double. As the left fielder Glancy gets the ball in toward third. And right after Yolo had taken a 4-2 lead, here come the Ballers, second and third, nobody out, top of the fourth inning. 4-2 in favor of the High Wheelers, and that'll draw a visit from Yolo pitching coach Jerome Williams. And normally have the infield in on the mound. Jerome Williams told the infielders, you know what, we don't need you guys on the mound. This is more of just a literal man-to-man conversation right here. Williams standing right in front of Mitchell. So even the catcher Mendoza's not out. This is unique. It's not something you see very often. Usually, okay, it's one thing for the infielders not to be in as part of this. But usually the catcher is part of the conversation. That is not the case. Jerome Williams right there in the face of Mitchell. And I don't know if he was necessarily, going at it like an argument necessarily, but he was, they said where he was standing was right in front of the pitcher. But yeah, usually you see more people out on the mound. All right, now it's Wilmer, infield back with nobody out. They'll concede the run here as Wilmer takes, and that is outside, ball one. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes to Wilmer. And the strikeout victim swinging, the strikeout in the second inning, one of those innings, as Wilmer is swing and a foul tip in the glove of the catcher Mendoza, strike 1-1. So I mentioned the infield is back, so they will give Oakland a run here in exchange for the out. Obviously, Mitchell would prefer a strikeout. Ball and a strike, and the pitch, and Wilmer is swinging a miss at a breaking ball, strike 2. To the Florida Gulf Coast product and Stephen Wilmer. So 1-2 the count. Mitchell 2 strikeouts so far through 3+ innings. As Wilmer swings here and drives one down the right field side, foul. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Yolo. 2, 4, and 2 for Oakland, but Oakland knocking at the door here. And again, it's Pereira as part of this rally, 1 and 2. And the pitch. And Wilmer swings and misses strike 3. So that's 1 out. That freezes the runners at second and third. Third strikeout for Mitchell. And now Tyler Lozano comes up. Well, I guess, at least for the moment, whatever Jerome Williams had to say seemed to work for Mitchell. Jerome and I talked earlier in the year about and many of the names escape me, but many of the pitching coaches he had in his career. Now the pitch on the way, and that's low and in, ball 1. What an I mean, look at the big league level with the Giants. He had Dave Righetti when he was in the Cubs. He had Larry Rothschild, a veteran pitching coach who's been a pitching coach and a manager in the big leagues. The kick in the 1-0, and a big swing and a foul to the backstop, strike 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 the count to Lozano, whose father Steve played college baseball at Fresno State. The kick in the 1-1, and he swings, ground ball, foul up along third, 1-2. I guess that's redundant to say played college baseball at Fresno State. I don't know what other level Fresno State would be, but I should have just said played baseball at Fresno State. I think many of you could figure out that's a college. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count with 1 out. And again, Mitchell in need of a strikeout here, delivers, and Lozano swings, and a high chopper towards second. Banks charges, throws to first in time. Good low pick there by Gonzalez, but Lozano does the job. 2-strike situational hitting, able to get the run in. So Barrera scores to make it 4-3 Yolo. Clark moves to third. Give Lozano a run batted in, and now it's Tyler Best who digs in. So 4-3 now is the Yolo advantage. Lozano, 26th run batted in. And now Best, line drive, center field, base hit. And just like that, 4-4. And Tyler Best does it again. Another 2-out run-producing hit. So a 2-run double in the second to give Oakland the lead. An RBI single by Best in the fourth, and what was that 2-run lead for Yolo right down the drain. So, and I know, I say right down the drain. Usually that term applies maybe to a lead of 5 or 6 runs, not a 2-run lead early. But anyway, the lead was short-lived. How about that? Now it's Guerra, the former high wheeler, takes inside ball 1, 1-0. So 4-4 right now here on the top of the fourth. Each team with 5 hits, each team with 4 runs. The pitch to Guerra. Up and in for a ball. Now throw back to first, and Lozano is just back safe, or Best is just back safely. Well, he had a pretty big lead, and the catcher Mendoza tried to back pick Best. The first baseman Gonzalez there to take the throw. I don't know if the home plate umpire Dean Poteet is shaken up. Oakland trainer Amanda Morton, she is out to check on Dean Poteet. Remember, Dean took a shot here earlier in the year at I can't remember if it was a foul tip or if it was, I think maybe a pitch that was missed by the catcher. And the ball ended up nailing Poteet in the rib. Poteet was a linebacker at LSU back in the 70s and getting some water and now putting it down his back on a hot day like this. So 4-4 now, top half of the fourth. Yolo infielders and catcher Mendoza all on the mound right now meeting with Mitchell. We have one meeting on the mound of the entire infield / pitcher and catcher. You have one meeting back home plate with the umpires. I was giving Dean Poteet a joking bad time. First football game of the year for LSU was against USC last weekend. The game was in Las Vegas. The game was won by USC. And as the umpires came out the other day down the right field line, I was standing in that area, and I said to the other 2 umpires, who have no connection with Louisiana at all, but I Poteet, of course, was right there. I said, hey, guys, boy, any of you catch that USC LSU game yesterday? I forgot who won. Can any of you remind me who won that game? All right, looks like Poteet is okay. And the 2-0 pitch to Guerra. Outside ball 3-0. And Dean Poteet said, well, LSU didn't deserve to win that game. 3-0 the count to Guerra. Mitchell delivers, and Guerra takes that very high ball 4. So he draws a walk, so best to second. Guerra to first. And now for the third time this afternoon, Oakland will go to the top of its order for the shortstop, Josh Leslie. 4-4, Yolo Oakland. And now Leslie bats for the third time. He is 0 for 2. 2 out, 2 on. And Leslie swings, and he lines this ball into right field, a base hit. Aaron Miles is going to wave Best to the plate. The throw home is not in time. Best slides in safely, and the Oakland Ballers have grabbed a 5-4 lead. Guerra goes to second, and Leslie a single to right. So 5-4 now Ballers here in the top half of the fourth inning. They'll give Josh Leslie a run batted in. That is his 25th this year with Oakland. So 3 straight 2-out batters have reached. And for the most part, it's been the bottom of the order that's done it. And now the 8th man to bat in the inning comes up. It's Dante Stewart. So 5-4 now Ballers. Just like that, regain the lead. Top of the fourth, the pitch to Stewart. And he takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Again, from where I am sitting, we cannot see if there's any action in either bullpen. Yolo's bullpen tucked down the right field line. 6 hits now for the Ballers, the 0-1. And Stewart is swinging a foul to the screen, strike 2 from Mitchell. 0-2 from Brandon Mitchell. Went to Elsick High School in Houston, played baseball, did some kicking for the football team. Selected games, I guess. Also played tennis. So 0-2 the count. Apparently there is action in the Yolo bullpen. Just not sure who it is, but I've been told there is somebody warming up. The 0-2 on the way, outside ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count with 2 out, and a 5-4 Oakland lead. Top of the fourth. Again, on this, what was at first pitch, 102-degree afternoon. And the 1-2 pitch, and Stewart slaps one to second base. It's gloved by Banks, and he will flip the ball to the shortstop Marine to get the force on the sliding Leslie. So 4-6 on the force at second. Stewart now for 3, but again, it's Barrera right in the thick of things, starting the rally with a single, and that leads to 3 Oakland runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left. On to the bottom of the fourth. Once again, Yolo finds themselves trailing. It is 5-4, Oakland leading Yolo on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. David Glancy leads it off for Yolo. 5-4 Oakland. First pitch to Glancy inside from Justin Kleinsorge. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Glancy banks Mendoza, bottom third of the order, as Kleinsorge's next pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Glancy, the only man not to bat in that Yolo 4-run third inning, as he swings here and pops it up foul first base side. Strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Yolo High Wheelers on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. 5 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for the visiting Ballers. 4-5-0 for the hometown High Wheelers. The lineup in the 1-2. Glancy line drive, center field base hit. Well, that either A, was almost caught by Kleinsorge, or B, almost took the glove of Kleinsorge off, but it is a inning opening single for Glancy. He's 1 for 2 as the center fielder Guerra up with the ball, gets it in towards second. And now Kirkland Banks will come to the plate. I don't know if we ever got to Glancy when he first came up, but Glancy coming into today at 306 with 3 homers and 16 runs batted in. Glancy 6 steals for the High Wheelers. He has not been caught. So 1 ball, or I guess I have to clear the scoreboard. I look up, I'm thinking, there's no way there's been 3 pitches to Banks. So now Kleinsorge ready to go, and the pitch to Banks, who got the 4-run inning going inning ago. He takes outside, but Oakland's going to challenge that. And the pitch has been confirmed a ball. So the count is a 1 ball and no strikes to Banks, who again fouled off several 2-strike pitches. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch to Banks, and that's high ball 2-0. 5-run, 6 hits, and 2 errors for the visiting Ballers. 4-run, 6 hits, no errors for the hometown High Wheelers. So 2 balls and no strikes the count. Big hole in left center. And the pitch, and Banks swings, and he pops this one up. Back of the plate. Lozano didn't see it for a moment, but the ball lands on the roof here anyway, the press box, so it didn't really matter. And the count is a 2 balls and 1 strike with a 5-4 Oakland lead over Yolo. Bottom of the 4th inning. So anyway, Banks got that 4-run third inning with a bloop single down the right field side. Eventually scored on the force play by Skinner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Glancy at first, the tying run. Draws a throw from Kleinsorge, and back safely with a dive is Glancy, with Martinez, the first baseman, there to take the throw. Mentioned Kleinsorge signed by Oakland mid-season. 2 balls, 1 strike. And now he comes home, and Banks takes, and that is high ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike to count with the catcher Angel Mendoza waiting on deck. And the 3-1, and Banks swings, and he pops this one up foul left side, strike 2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes the count from Kleinsorge, who played for Regis University, the Rangers Division II program in Denver, and then transferred to Creighton for his graduate year. Kleinsorge, his father Eric, played at Texas Tech, played baseball there in the late 80s. 3-2 here, and driven toward left field, and that's going to get down a base hit. 1 hop in front of Best. Up to second base is Glancy, and Banks now 2 for 2. His best throw comes in towards second. And now I'd have to think we will see Mendoza in a bunt spot, much like last time when Banks was at first. In the 3rd inning, Mendoza pushed a bunt past the mound. The pitcher Kleinsorge tore off the hill, and ill-advised throw tried to get Mendoza. He had no chance and threw the ball well past the first baseman Martinez. The ball stayed in play, but Banks went first to third, and Mendoza held it first. Corner's expecting a bunt, and Mendoza shows bunt, and he looks at a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Well, 1 ball and no strikes to count to Mendoza. So Glancy at second, Banks at first. Ballers 5, High Wheelers 4. Bottom 4, again Mendoza shows bunt, and bunts it foul at the plate. And the count moves the count as a no balls and 2 strikes. So Mendoza, who believe, I know sometime in this series, let me see what day it was. Yeah, it was here on Tuesday. Mendoza bunted foul with 2 strikes, so he struck out trying to bunt here the other day. We'll see if he shows bunt here with 2 strikes. Infield still expecting a bunt. Martinez in on the grass at third. Runners at first and second. As Kleinsorge ready to go. And the 0-2. And Mendoza swings away and comes up empty there. Strike 3. So unproductive at bat for Mendoza. 4th strikeout victim of Kleinsorge, so that freezes the runners. Clancy holds at second, Banks at first. 5-4 Oakland. Bottom of the 4th inning. And now for the 3rd time this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. Drove in a run on a force play in the 3rd inning and then scored. He's 0 for 2. Outfield medium depth straightaway. And Kleinsorge delivers, and Skinner takes in the dirt ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes from Kleinsorge. In a 3-year letter winner at Regis University. 2nd team All Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference performer there before going on to Creighton. Skinner, who played at the highest level of Division I baseball and the high of highs when he and his Mississippi State Bulldogs won the College World Series in 2021. And he takes outside ball 2, 2-0. So both these players, Kleinsorge and Skinner, ties to Omaha. Kleinsorge, who finished his college days there, and Skinner, who won a College World Series there. As the 2-0 pitch is low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. TD Ameritrade Ballpark in downtown Omaha, home of the College World Series. It's been the home of the College World Series beginning in 2011 after 50-plus years at Rosenblatt Stadium. But anyway, both these players have played there, certainly in different kinds of settings. The 3-0, and that's down the middle, strike 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike, and one of these teams, and talking about celebrations in the College World Series, one of these teams will be celebrating a postseason bid after this game. Clancy's at second, Banks at first. 5-4 ballers, and the pitch. Ground ball to first, gloved by Martinez. He goes to the shortstop, Leslie at second for 1. Throw back to first, not in time. Skinner beats it out. Clancy moves to third, so Banks is forced at second, 3-6. Skinner now 0 for 3 is the runner at first base. So runners at the corners with 2 out. 5-4, Oakland leading Yolo. Bottom of the 4th, and now Braylon Marine comes up for the 3rd time. And the pitching coach, Jim Diedrich, will come out and have a visit with the infield right here. Mentioned this yesterday, but today is the anniversary. Now today, the 29th anniversary of the day where Cal Ripken Jr. passed Lou Gehrig for most consecutive games played, major league record. Gehrig held that from 1939 through, for the most part, 1995. Held it 56 years, and Cal Ripken on this day broke that record. I bring that up because Jim Dietrich was a teammate of Cal Ripken's for 1 month, specifically at that time, September of 95, and Dietrich in uniform for that historic night and celebration. Now Marine, and he takes a big swing and a miss. Pitch down to the end, strike 1, no balls and a strike. Braylon singled part of that 4-run 3rd inning, singled and scored. Tying run at third is Clancy. Go ahead and run at first, Skinner. Both good speed. And the 0-1, and Marine swings. Tapper foul up along first, and that's strike 2. And the count moves now to no balls and 2 strikes. So no balls and 2 strikes the count to Braylon Marine with a 5-4 advantage for the Oakland Ballers. Blackford on deck. Runners at the corners. And the 0-2 pitch, Skinner goes, and Marine swings, and he flies one into shallow right center, in and to his left. Kyle Guerra makes the catch. Kyle had a long way to come in from center, and then had to move over to his left. Obviously stayed with the ball to make the play, and that concludes the fourth inning. So started promising for Yolo, but no dice, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the fifth. 5-4, Oakland leads Yolo on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Moving along to the top of the fifth inning, 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Oakland, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Yolo, and the new Yolo pitcher is left-hander Chris Anglin, who makes his first appearance of this series, the Bakersfield native. Anglin, 1 win, no losses, 30th appearance, all out of the bullpen. ERA of 3.98. Noah Martinez leads it off. So it'll be Martinez, Barrera, and Clark. 3, 4, and 5. And the first pitch from Anglin is taken for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Noah is 0 for 2. He's grounded to short. He's popped a second. 5-4. The Ballers lead it. The 0-1 pitch. And Martinez grounds this ball to first. Staying with a high hop Gonzalez, and he'll take the ball to the bag. Puts his left foot on the base ahead of Martinez. And Noah is out, 1 down. And now the third baseman, Brett Barrera, comes up. That was Barrera who got that 3-run fourth going with a single and then scored a run. 5-4 Oakland in the top half of the fifth inning. So now Barrera will dig in, holds that bat above his green helmet. Anglin deals, and Barrera, big swing, ground ball foul up along third, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and a strike. So Brandon Mitchell today, the Yolo starter, 4 innings, allowed 6 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 2, struck out 3. 0-1 the count to Brett Barrera, who grew up down around the Ontario area, Ontario, California, as he takes a strike on the inside corner. So the count moves now to no balls and 2 strikes to Barrera facing Anglin. The kicks and the pitch. And Barrera swings, drives this one down the left field side, and just foul. Boy, Anglin, he hung that one, and Barrera just waited for it and whacked it, but foul. Not far from the 310-foot marker down the left field side. So it's 310 down the lines here at Dobbins Stadium. 410 to straightaway center. 10-foot wall all the way around. Scoreboard here is out in right center. So no balls and 2 strikes to count to former All Pac-12 player and Brett Barrera. 0-2 the count. Wide open stance right side and the pitch. And that's just off the plate, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Chris Anglin, who on Sunday will celebrate his 23rd birthday. 5'11", 175 pounds. Been with the High Wheelers all year. The 1-2. Barrera takes low and in. I thought the ball might have hit Barrera, but apparently not. It just scooted to the backstop. Nobody on base, so no harm there. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Barrera's. Mentioned from the Ontario, California area, Rancho Cucamonga, that area. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count with 1 out. And a 5-4 Oakland lead. Top of the 5th inning. Pretty much the entire field still in the sun. The kick on the 2-2. And Barrera check swing tapper right out in front of the mound. Grabbed by Anglin. He'll now whirl around and throw on to Gonzalez at first. So Barrera is out on the check swing comebacker. So 2 away in the top half of the 5th inning. 5-4, Oakland leading Yolo. And now Trip Clark comes up for the 3rd time. He is 2 for 2, a single, a double, and a couple of runs scored. So Trip Clark will dig in to face Anglin, who kicks and deals, and Clark takes, and that's down the middle, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike from Anglin, who last worked on Saturday night at Boise. Went 1 inning, allowed a hit, and struck out on the 0-1 pitch. And that's a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Anglin pitched really well against Boise. 12 straight games those 2 teams had against each other recently, meaning Yolo and Boise. Anglin against the Hawks had 12 strikeouts over 7 shutout innings. The 0-2 pitch. And that's swung on and fouled off right side. And the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. A 5-4 advantage for the Oakland Ballers over the Yolo High Wheelers, top of the 5th. In fact, Anglin, he had 2 4-strikeout performances against Boise. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The kick and the pitch, and Clark takes, and that is high ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes from Anglin. We talk about how big the bullpen has been to the High Wheelers this year, and Anglin certainly, since coming off the injured list back in early July, has really pitched well. The 1-2, breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3, and he is out. And that is the first strikeout for Anglin in a perfect 5th inning. Halfway done, we go to the bottom half of the 5th. Oakland 5, Yolo 4 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Halfway done as we move on to the bottom of the fifth inning this afternoon from Davis. It is 5-4. Oakland leading Yolo. Again, tomorrow, back at it. Another 4 o'clock start for the feed on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Again, Oakland still hasn't decided on who it'll start. Meanwhile, for Yolo, right-hander Ben Ferrer will get the baseball. And we'll see we'll see in the matter of probably another 90 minutes or so who will go to the playoffs in this game. But remember, whoever loses today certainly can still go to the playoffs and more than likely will go to the playoffs. Braden Blackford leads it off. And the first pitch from Justin Kleinsorge is outside, ball one. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. So Blackford, Gonzalez, and Leday, 3-4-5. And the pitch to Blackford as the scoreboard has just gone out is taken. Okay, now the scoreboard is back. The count, I believe, is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Blackford RBI single run scored in the third, the 1-1. And Braden takes, and that's a breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner. And the count is now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 5 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for the visiting Ballers. 4-7-0 for the hometown Highwheelers. The 1-2 on the way, and Braden takes low ball 2. So 2-2 the count. Kleinsorge mentioned has 1 win against Yolo. He also has 2 losses against the Highwheelers this year, so 1-2 record against Yolo. Again, this is the 33rd meeting between these two teams this year. I'll wind up in the 2-2, low and in 3-2. Now, with that said, Oakland has had tons of changes, and I know I bring this up from time to time during this series, but here we are at the end of the regular season. And pretty much this entire lineup was not here at the beginning of the year for the Ballers. They'll wind up in the 3-2 pitch, and Blackford a foul to the backstop. And the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Of the 9 position players for Oakland, Martinez and Lozano are the only 2 that have been here from the start. The other 7 were either playing or just finishing their college career, or were playing with other professional teams, which includes Kleinsorge, who was elsewhere when the season started. Was, I mentioned, a little time with Lincoln in the American Association. Those playoffs getting underway this week. Cleburne and Chicago and Winnipeg and Sioux Falls all in there. The 3-2. And that is just outside, ball 4, close pitch there. So Blackford draws a walk. And a good start for the Highwheelers, who had a good start last inning. At first and second, nobody out and couldn't score. And now it's Gonzalez. So Blackford, Gonzalez, Leday, 3-4-5. And Gonzalez, who is 0 for 2, he has struck out swinging twice. Remember, Gonzalez, 38 straight games in which he has reached base safely. And the pitch to Jose, and that's a strike called on the outside corner, 0-1. Last time, Gonzalez did not reach base safely. July 20th against Oakland. A kick in the 0-1, and that's in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Blackford, the runner at first base, 5 steals. He's been caught once. 5-4 Oakland. We're in the bottom half of the 5th. But that's right. It's been over 6 weeks since Gonzalez has played in a game where he's not reached base. A 1-1, and Jose takes eyeball 2. 2 balls and a strike. So Gonzalez and Bobby Leday now tied for the team lead in RBIs with 83 after Leday had the 2-run single in the 3rd inning. Leday waits on deck. Blackford at first, the 2-1. And that's up and away, ball 3, so 3-1. Gonzalez, a 7-game hitting streak. He's 15 for 28 during this current streak. So within that span, it's a .536 average, 15 for 28. And right now, I just said he's got a 7-game hitting streak. This is his 5th hitting streak this year of at least 7 games. His longest hitting streak this year is 12. That ended on July 4th here against Oakland. Had a 10-game hitting streak that was snapped August 16th at Grand Junction. The kick in the 3-1. And that's up and away, ball 4. So that moves Blackford to second. It puts Gonzalez at first. And it puts his streak of reaching base safely now at 39 straight games. Again, you define that as reaching base either on a walk, a hit, or a hit by pitch by extending a on-base streak. So Gonzalez up to 39 straight games, reaching base safely now. So it's first and second. More importantly, within the confines of this game, it's first and second with nobody out. 5-4 Oakland. Here's Bobby Leday. And he takes very high from Kleinsorge, ball 1-0. So back-to-back innings in which the High Whalers have had first and second and nobody out. So Blackford's at second, Gonzalez at first. Jose the faster of the two. 1 ball, no strikes. And Leday a big swing and a miss on the outer half, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Leday the 2-out, 2-run, which at the time was a go-ahead hit for Yolo, only to have Oakland come right back to score 3 times in the top of the 4th. Some shadows now in deep right field, but pretty much the entire field still in the sun. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch, and Leday swings, and he bloops this one towards center. That's going to get down a base hit. Billy Horton is going to hustle Blackford to the plate. The throw home is in plenty of time. Plenty of time. Blackford slid into the tag of the catcher Lozano, and Blackford didn't even get to the plate. So Billy Horton forcing the issue there. Obviously, he knows Kyle Guerra as well as anybody, being that Guerra was with the High Wheelers for the first 6 weeks this year. And Horton thought that, well, Guerra probably is not going to throw him out from center, and tested the waters. And Kyle Guerra, strong throw to the plate. Nice tag by Lozano. And out is Blackford. As I said, didn't even get to home plate. Slid in, but was still short of the plate. Gonzalez up to second. Leday now 2 for 3. And now taking off for third is Gonzalez, and the throw over. Not in time. Seeing that down to second. And sliding in there is Leday. So Blackford gets credit for a steal of third base. I'm sorry, not Blackford. I beg your pardon. Gonzalez steals third. Leday goes to second just on the throw to third. It's not a double steal. Second and third now. And the pitch low and in, ball 1-0. Boy, Gonzalez was way down the line. And thought for a moment he might be trying to go old school with a straight steal at home. The count is at 1-0. So give Gonzalez a steal of third. Leday just takes second on the throw to third. That is not a double steal. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. To Tanner Smith is the batter. So 2-0. Let's go back to Leday. Give Bobby Leday a single to center. Blackford out of the plate, 8-2. The center fielder Guerra to the catcher Lozano. Then Gonzalez ends up stealing third. Leday just goes to third, I guess you could say, on the throw. The pitch on the way. Hit through the hole. First and second right field, base hit. Gonzalez will score, and Leday will too. Both standing up. Tanner Smith in the seesaw game now puts Yolo back in front, 6-5 in the bottom half of the 5th. So Gonzalez on the steal of third, and Leday just taking third on that throw to third, and now they both score. So 2 runs in for Tanner Smith. RBIs 50 and 51, and it looks like that is going to be all for Kleinsorge. So the 2 walks come back to hurt, despite getting 1 runner thrown at the plate. Yolo now with 9 hits has regained the lead at 6-5. So we have a pitching change. Bottom of the 5th inning. It is 6-5. Yolo leading Oakland. Back in a moment on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. It is 6-5 in favor of the Yolo High Wheelers. We are in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And the Oakland Ballers, for the second straight day, bring on Connor Richardson to do the pitching. He was the winning pitcher here yesterday. Now, when he pitched yesterday, it was, what was it at the time? It was 7-2, I believe, at the time. Oakland, a little different now, 6-5. Yolo. Let's go back to that stolen base for Jose Gonzalez. That was his 11th steal this year when he just stole third a moment ago. And then mentioned that Bobby Leday went first to second, but Leday does not get credit for a steal. He just went to third on when Gonzalez was safe at third. Leday just took second after that. Now it's Glancy who bats. And he takes low ball 1-1-0. Gonzalez was hung up. In other words, he took off for third, and the pitcher Kleinsorge then stepped off the rubber, threw to the third baseman Barrera, but Gonzalez got in safely. That's what happened there. But the pitch on the way to Glancy, and that's a strike called on the outside corner. So 1-1 strike from Connor Richardson. Well, Richardson 6-0. I didn't mention his record, but I mentioned he won yesterday. 6-0 record, 32nd appearance, all out of the bullpen. 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the fifth inning, so 6-5 Yolo. For Richardson, ERA is at 3.51. Opposing batters hitting .227 against him, and did a heck of a job yesterday getting out of a bases-loaded one-out situation, right? It seemed like the High Wheelers were going to get back into it. As Glancy swings here and flies this one high in the air toward left center. Best going back, still going back, and this ball is gone. It's a two-run homer for David Glancy, and it's 8-5 Yolo in the bottom of the fifth. And third base coach and manager Billy Horton, a big fist pump saying, yeah, as the ball hit, looks like a container, like a big storage container, sort of built like a, that's not a truck literally, but sort of built like a truck. The ball hit off the trailer and came back onto the field, but obviously a home run for Glancy. Second homer of the series, is fourth this year with Yolo. And now it's Kirkland Banks with Yolo up 8-5. Second four-run inning now for the High Wheelers today as Banks takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. Glancy to go along with that fourth homer, RBI 17 and 18. Banks swings, pops this one up back of the plate. The catcher Lozano stays with it to make the catch. Richardson, the pitcher, came tearing off the mound, but Lozano able to handle that one, so Banks fouls out. He had been 2 for 2, now 2 for 3 with a run scored. And now Angel Mendoza comes up to face Connor Richardson. So 8-5 now Yolo. And the bottom half of the fifth inning. That's the 8th home run allowed by Richardson this year. So now Mendoza bats, and Angel takes a strike on the inside corner. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike. Angel a bunt single. He's also struck out swinging. He is 1 for 2. 8-5 High Wheelers now have 10 hits in the 0-1, and that hits Mendoza. Got him in his left arm. So he'll go down to first base, and he's on base for now the second time here this afternoon. 8-5 Yolo. Bottom of the fifth inning, and now Braylon Skinner will, excuse me, folks, come to the plate. And pitch on the way to Skinner, and that's low ball 1-0. So top of the Yolo order for the fourth time now for Skinner. He's 0 for 3 in RBI, and he has scored a run. Mendoza, the runner at first base, being held on by Martinez. Outfield shallow around to the left, big hole in right center. And the 1-0 pitch, and that is taken low ball 2 from Richardson. 2-0. Richardson, 6'4", 239 pounds. He's 23 years old from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Place I got to visit last September, the 2-0, when that's low and in ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Richardson been with the Ballers all year. Last year was the Frontier League with Lake Erie. So 3 balls and no strikes the count. Skinner, the 8th man to bat in this inning. Mendoza at first in the pitch, and Skinner takes, and that's outside, ball 4. So Skinner on base safely for the first time now. So the High-Wheelers, who the other day had every member of the club reach base safely, 2 out of 3 times in this series now. And 4 out of the last 6 games, the High-Wheelers have had every member of the starting lineup reach base safely. Now it's first and second for Marine, and he takes outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The score is 8-5 in favor of Yolo, leading Oakland in the bottom half of the 5th. One ball, no strikes. Marine 1 for 3, single run scored, and Braylon takes, so that's a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. So 2 out of the 3 games in this series, I mentioned that every High-Wheel in the starting lineup is reach base safely. That's the pitch to Marine, and that swung on, driven toward right center. That's going to get down a base hit. Rounding third is Mendoza, and he will score standing up to make it now 9-5 in favor of Yolo. Skinner goes first to third. Marine has his second hit. Give him a run batted in. And now the man who started this whole thing with a full count walk bats again in this inning, as Braden Blackford will come up. The RBI for Braylon Marine is his 67th. And now Braden Blackford, who is 1 for 2 today, a single, a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. He comes up with runners at the corners. 5 runs now in this inning for Yolo, a 5-run 5th. And the pitch on the way, and that's in the dirt, and it gets past the catcher Lozano. And on the wild pitch, coming in from third to score is Skinner. Marine goes to second. It's now a 6-run 5th, and it's now 10-5 in favor of Yolo. So the wild pitch advances the runners, 1 to the plate and 1 to second. So Richardson, who seemed to have a, I don't say an easy go yesterday, but certainly did his job, but different story here this afternoon. 10-5 Yolo. Marine at second, and now Blackford takes a big swing and a miss, strike 1. And the count said no balls and or 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, getting back to that series in Boise, the game on Sunday night, all Yolo, or everybody in the Yolo lineup reach base safely. The same thing on Saturday as Blackford takes, and that's outside, ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike the count. As Blackford swings, or bunts one, I should say, up along third, and it is going to roll foul. And the count now moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm trying to think here. I think they had a string of, 3 straight days in Boise. I mean, this is pretty remarkable what Yolo did in Boise. I'm just going back here, obviously, and taking a look at that, just about the entire Boise series. I think maybe other than the first game that Yolo had a stretch. The last 5 games in Boise, I believe, I'll check this between innings. I believe the last 5 games in Boise, every of those 5 games, Yolo had the entire lineup reach base safely. The starting lineup, that is. Pitch on the way, popped up foul, left side, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The score here is 10-5, Yolo leading Oakland. Bottom of the 5th inning, the High-Wheelers, 2 pretty big innings today, a 4-run 3rd, and at the moment, a 6-run 5th. And again, Blackford led this thing off with a walk. And remember, he was thrown out trying to score. It would have been the tying run earlier in the inning, the 2-2. Swing, ground ball, foul up along third. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Braden Blackford. So 2-2 the count. Lead second by Marine, and Blackford takes, and that's low in ball 3. So that moves the count down to 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Peoria, Illinois native and Braden Blackford. So 3-2 the count. And the payoff, and Blackford takes, and that's low inside ball 4. So he walks for the second time in this inning. So it's first and second with 2 out. And now Jose Gonzalez, who walked earlier in the inning, he will come to the plate. All right, so the High Wheelers, within the last week, as the pitch Gonzalez low in ball 1, 1-0, 5 times starting last Wednesday. I don't mean yesterday, but the Wednesday prior. 5 times have had the entire starting lineup reach base safely. The kick in the 1-0, and Gonzalez is swinging a miss, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. So twice in 3 games in this series, and 3 of the last 5 games in Boise. So 5 out of the last 8 games. The High Wheelers have had every member of the starting lineup reach base safely. The 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2 to Gonzalez, 1-2. Jose, he walked earlier in the inning. I mentioned that a moment ago. 0 for 2, a walk and a run scored today. Marines at second, Blackford's at first. 10-5 Yolo. Bottom 5th and the 1-2 to Gonzalez, outside ball 2. So the count now at count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jose Gonzalez. Richardson from the set and the pitch. Gonzalez swings and he drives this one toward right, but Wilmer is right there to make the catch. Wilmer was shaded toward right center, and he made the catch. But Yolo strikes big time here in the 5th inning, sending 11 to the plate. 6 runs on, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. The big hit, the 2-run homer by Glancy. So 6 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 2 left. We move to the 6th. It is now 10-5. Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We go to the sixth inning. It is 10-5 in favor of Yolo. Stephen Wilmer leads it off, and Chris England's first pitch is a strike called on the inside corner. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. 10 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Yolo. 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Oakland. Wilmer, Lozano, and Best. 6, 7, and 8. And the 0-1, and that is outside ball 1. And the count is a ball and a strike. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Crazy game we have had so far this afternoon. Second time of this series, the Highwheelers have reached double digits. The kick in the 1-1, and Wilmer swings, and he flies this one toward right. And Smith going back onto the warning track and leaps, and he... Not sure what happened, but I guess it's a home run. The first base umpire, Eric Martinez, waving his right index finger in the air, circling the with a circular motion, and that is a home run for Wilmer. He goes the opposite way. So the Ballers get a run right back now. It is 10-6 in favor of the Yolo Highwheelers. Yeah, Tanner Smith climbed that wall in the shade out there, but could not come up with a baseball. So give Wilmer a home run. That is his fourth now with Oakland. And now it's Lozano who bats. And he takes outside ball 1 from Chris England. 1 ball, no strikes. Wilmer, his fourth home run of the year. Fourth home run with Oakland, and it's his 16th run batted in as the pitch to Lozano, and that's a called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Now 1-1 the count. 10-6 now in favor of the Highwheelers. And the 1-1. Lozano goes down for this one and misses strike 2. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count now. So England, who had a perfect 5th inning, but that will not be the case here in the 6th. As the pitch on the way to Lozano, foul to the backstop. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Home run allowed by Chris England is the 4th he has given up this year. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Outfield medium depth and straight away. And the 1-2 pitch. And that swung on and lined to left field. And Glancy has to leap at the last moment with the shades on to make the catch. Ball hit hard. And Glancy had to do a little pirouette late to leap to make the play. And that is out number 1. Here in the 6th inning, the lead is at 10-6 in favor of Yolo. And now, man, there's been some trouble today, comes up. And Tyler Best. Best 2 for 2, 2-run, 2-out double in the second, 2-out RBI single in the fourth. So he's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs, and England delivers a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Wilmer homered at this ballpark back on May 26th when he was with Rocky Mountain. So for Wilmer, that's his second home run hit here in Davis. The 0-1 pitch, and that's inside ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Wilmer, 5 home runs with Rocky Mountain this year. And, of course, just homered here a few moments ago. So Wilmer now 9 home runs overall this season. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch, and that's line fair, and it nails the third base umpire, Bill Shortridge. The ball caroms off him toward shallow left. Glancy up with the ball and his throw to second, and out by a mile with a slide is Best. Boy, how about that? Did the Highwheelers get a break or what? Best really should have stayed at first. That ball smoked the third base umpire in Bill Shortridge. Now, normally when the ball hits the umpire, and obviously it was a fair ball, but I mean it was ruled fair. Normally when the ball hits the umpire, the ball's dead, unless it is hit past a fielder. And in this case, it was hit past the third baseman, Blackford, so therefore it's not a dead ball if it hits the umpire. It might be a dead umpire, but it's not a dead ball. Now it's Best, and he takes inside ball 1, 1-0. Now, does Bill Shortridge get an assist on that? Is it U74 on that play? I don't know. We'll score that for you in a moment. Meanwhile, 2 out, nobody on. Count to Kyle Garris at 1-0. 10-6 is the score, Yolo. And Garris swings and he flies this one, shallow center. Skinner hustling in, and in the sun, the center fielder, Braylon Skinner, is there to make the catch. Best is out 7-4. The left fielder Glancy to the second baseman in Leday with an assist to the umpire, Bill Shortridge. Home run for Wilmer, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 10-6. Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 10-6 lead for the Yolo High Wheelers over the Oakland Ballers. And Oakland has a new pitcher, Alex Valasek, 6'1", 190 pounds. And today is Valasek's birthday. Happy birthday, Alex Valasek. It's his 29th birthday. So he will come on to do the pitching. And Bobby Leday leads it off, and he takes outside ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Leday, Smith, and Glancy. 5, 6, and 7 for Yolo. Leday, part of that, been a part of both run-producing innings today for Yolo as he fouls one to the screen. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Leday, a 2-run, 2-out hit in the third. 2-run, 2-out single in the third. And then a single and a run scored in the 5th inning. So 4 in the third, 6 in the 5th for Yolo. Right now 10-6 High Wheelers. The 1-1. And Leday takes, and that's low and in, ball 2 from Valasek. 2 balls and a strike, capital Valasek, 6'1", as I said, 190 pounds, out of Saginaw, Michigan, but guy who's had success in the Pecos League with San Rafael the last couple of years. The 2-1 to Leday, and that's low ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So Leday 2 for 3. 3 ball, 1 strike pitch, and that is low ball 4, and a good start for the High Wheelers. So Leday draws a walk, and now Tanner Smith will come up. Final line on Oakland starter Justin Kleinsorge. 4 1/3 innings, gave up 9 hits, 7 runs all earned. Walked 2, struck out 4, offered a wild pitch, and committed a balk. So now it's Tanner Smith who gave the High Wheelers the lead with a 2-run single in the 5th inning, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike. Smith is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Lead at first by Leday. Good speed, 27 steals, and the 0-1 is outside ball one. So 1 ball and 1 strike the count from Valasek. The High Wheelers 10, Ballers 6. And the pitch on the way, and that swung on and popped up high and deep down the left field line and foul. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 and 2 the count now to Tanner Smith. Connor Richardson for Oakland, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs all earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts, a home run allowed, and a wild pitch. Valasek, who was just signed by Oakland, comes set. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Smith is swinging a miss to the breaking ball down to the way, strike 3. And he is out 1 down. First strikeout for Valasek. And now it's David Glancy who will come to the plate to face Valasek, again, formerly with the San Rafael Pacifics. And again, he's won a couple of Pitcher of the Year honors in that league, in the Pecos League. There goes Leday. The pitch on the way to Glancy, taken outside, throw to second, not in time, and Leday slides in safely. Close play there. The catcher Lozano to the second baseman Stewart, but Bobby Leday steals second. That's his 28th steal this year. Meanwhile, the count is a no balls and a strike. But yeah, Valasek, second year in a row that he has been the unanimous Pecos League Pacific Division Pitcher of the Year. They have 2 divisions in that league. The kick in the 0-1, and Glancy, who greeted Richardson with a home run in that 6-run inning, takes a big swing and a miss. The count is at 1 ball and 1 strike, so 1-1 the count. Glancy 2 for 3 today with a couple of RBIs with Banks on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, and the Glancy swings, and he pokes this one toward left field, base hit. Billy Horton's going to hustle Leday to the plate as the throw from left fielder Best comes in toward second. Leday scores standing up. The High Wheelers get the run back. Now 11-6 Yolo. Glancy now 3 for 4. That's his 3rd run batted in today for David Glancy. Now with 19 as a member of the High Wheelers. So again, the leadoff walk comes back to hurt the Ballers. 12 hits for Yolo, 11-6 now Yolo. And now Kirkland Banks bats for the 4th time. He is 2 for 3, couple singles and a run scored. But now Glancy at first, being held on by Martinez. And Valasek from the belt. Kicks and delivers, and Banks takes low and in ball 1-0. But anyway, Valasek 7-1 this year for the Pacifics with a 2.07 ERA. Struck out 102 in 69 and a third innings and walked only 16. 1 ball, no strikes, the count with 1 out. And the pitch, and that's outside ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. San Rafael Pacifics, who play at Albert Park in downtown San Rafael. The 2-0 pitch inside ball 3, 3-0, park that's been around since the, I believe, early 1950s. Yes, folks, I have seen 1 game there. Valasek was predominantly a starter at San Rafael as he deals inside ball 4. So Banks on for the 3rd time. Glancy up to second. Second walk issued by Valasek. And now it's Angel Mendoza. He is 1 for 2. He was hit with a pitch and scored in the 5th inning. So he has a bunt single. 11 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the hometown High Wheelers. 6-8-2 for the Ballers. Again, the winner of today's game clinches a trip to the Pioneer League playoffs. And the loser's still certainly very much in line for a playoff spot. Pitch on the way to Mendoza, and he flies this one towards shallow left center to his right, Guerra, and the center fielder is there to make the catch. Mendoza is out. How about this, something you don't see too often? Both Banks and Mendoza have come to the plate now 4 straight innings. So 2 out, 11-6 Yolo. Clancy back to second, Banks to first, and now for the 5th time already this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. He is 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 runs scored, also has an RBI and a force play. And the pitch on the way to Skinner, and he's swinging a miss and a high fastball, strike one. No balls and 1 strike. The San Rafael Pacifics and the Alpine Cowboys were played in the championship of the Pecos League this year, and I have to admit, I have to look up and see who won that series. That's the pitch on the way. I'm sure many of you want to know. Swinging a high fly ball towards center field, since Garrett drifting back in the sun, and the center fielder is there to make the catch. Yeah, the Alpine Cowboys defeated the San Rafael Pacifics in a best-of-3, 2-0 to win the Pecos League title after San Rafael had won it last year. So one center fielder flies out to the other, but a couple of walks, RBI single by Glancy. Leday got it started with a walk and a steal, so 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men stranded. We go to the 7th. It is 11-6, Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Moving along to the top half of the 7th inning, it is 11-6, Yolo leading Oakland. And Jack Zalaski, first time we've seen him in this series, comes on to do the pitching. 11 runs, 12 hits, and no errors for Yolo. 6 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors for Oakland. And for the 4th time today, Oakland will go to the top of its order for the shortstop, Josh Leslie. So it's Leslie, Stewart, and Martinez to face the Elk Grove product and Sac State alum, and Jack Zalaski, who delivers, and a breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike one. 0-1. Chris Englund today for Yolo, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run earned. No walks, a strikeout, gave up 1 homer. The 0-1, and Leslie swings, lines this one left field, base hit. 1 hop in front of the left fielder, Glancy. So Leslie has a single. He's now 2 for 4, had a 2-out RBI hit in the 4th inning. Again, each team's had a lead today, but right now the lead is 11-6 Yolo. Top of the 7th. And now Dante Stewart will come to the plate to face Jack Zalaski. And first pitch to Stewart is outside, ball 1, 1-0. 6 wins and a loss for Zalaski, 37th appearance. That's a team high for pitchers, all out of the bullpen. 4.29 ERA, the 1-0, and that's low outside, ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. Jack worked the final game of the series at Boise on Sunday night. 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, which was earned. The 2-0 on the way from the set. Stewart takes, and that's a strike on the inside corner. 2-1. 11-6 Yolo. 7th inning, top half. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and Flow Sports. The 2-1 pitch, and that's line towards short. Caught by Marine. Moving to his right. Nice play there. That ball, one of the hardest hit line drive, but it was one that looked like was going to get through into left field, and Marine had to move to his right. Didn't have a whole lot of time to do so and made the play. So Stewart is out, 1 down. Leslie holds at first. The score holds 11-6 Yolo. Top half of the 7th inning. So Leslie in the runner at first base. 5 steals. He's been caught twice. And now the pitch on the way is outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch upcoming, and that swung on a miss, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. I want to say hello to Galen, Ruben, and Kelly for all tuning us in today here on YouTube Live. And, of course, say hello to all of our fans out watching on Flow Sports as well. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Pitch well off the plate, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. My sister Kelly wanted me to mention her name on the YouTube Live side of things, so otherwise I will not escape the wrath of Kelly if I don't. So, Kelly, hope you're doing well. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. 11-6 Yolo. Small lead at first by Leslie and the pitch, and Martinez made a motion. The pitch did not go around, ball 2. So that moves the count down to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. And the pitch. And Martinez swings this one sharply towards second to his left banks. Goes to Marine at second for 1. The shortstop, Soto Gonzalez at first. Double play. And Noah Martinez not happy with the call there. Throws his helmet in the direction of right field. Aaron Miles is going to come across from his third base coach's box to talk to the first base umpire, Eric Martinez. And I guess Martinez said, hey, the throw was in time. Not much more than that. Wasn't much of an argument. 4-6-3 on the double play, and Oakland has turned back in the 7th. 1 hit and nobody left. Stretch time on this Thursday from Davis as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Yolo 11 and Oakland 6 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Stretch time from Davis as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 11-6, Yolo leading Oakland. Again, a Yolo win sends the High Wheelers to postseason. And if Boise loses tonight, then both these teams go to postseason. Braylon Marine leads it off. It'll be Marine, Blackford, and Gonzalez, 2-3-4. And the first pitch from Alex Valasek is fouled to the screen, strike 1. No balls and a strike. So Marine, Blackford, Gonzalez. Marine 2 for 4. Couple singles, RBI, and a run scored. 11 runs, 12 hits, and no errors for the hometown High Wheelers. 6-9-2 for the visiting Ballers. 0-1 the count. And the pitch on the way, and Marine swings, and he flies this one toward right. Back in the shade is Wilmer, and he cannot get it. The ball bounces over his head. One hop to the wall, the ball that is. And Wilmer's throw will go in towards second base, and Braylon Marine, a 3-hit game. He's got a double. Hit number 13 for Yolo. The lead is 11-6 Yolo. And now Braden Blackford, who walked twice in that 6-run fifth inning, comes up. He's 1 for 2. He's been on base safely 3 times. This is his first look, at least today, against Valasek, who pitched here a couple of days ago. Shade all around right field now as the pitch to Blackford, and that is outside ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Valasek worked a third of an inning the other day, allowed a walk and hit a batter. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch taken low, ball 2. So the count moves now to 2 balls and no strikes. So 2-0 the count, and Blackford a swing and a pop-up foul left side. 2 balls and a strike. Valasek did not face Blackford the other day. Again, as we move just a little further into September now, I mean, not much, still pretty much in the infancy of this month, but the sun certainly at different angles now. The kick on the 2-1, and that's low 3-1. It's one of the reasons why when we got toward late August and now into September that we've moved the games up to at least a half hour earlier, up to 4 o'clock. Now, again, Saturday and Sunday here will be at 1:05. The 3-1, and Blackford takes a strike on the inside corner from Valasek. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Braden Blackford. With Marine at second in the pitch. Blackford swings, ground ball towards short, and under the glove of Leslie into left field, a base hit. Rounding third is Marine. He's on his way home. He will score. Blackford on his way to second. He is out there as the catcher in Lozano throws to the second baseman, Stewart. However, it's now 12-6 Yolo. Blackford has his second RBI hit today, and then he is out trying to go to second on the throw. 7-2-4. So 7-2-4 on the putout, trying to go to second. But Blackford, as I said, does get an RBI single out of that. Blackford now 2 RBIs this afternoon, up to 64 this year. And now Jose Gonzalez comes up with 1 out and nobody on. 12-6 Yolo. 14 hits now for the High Wheelers. And the pitch to Gonzalez outside ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Apparently, Oakland just challenged that, and Gonzalez set a ball 1. It's now no balls and 1 strike. Jose walked and scored on the 6-run fifth. He's 0 for 3, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball, strike 2. And the count's at no balls and 2 strikes. So 12-6 now, High Wheelers, bottom 7. Valasek delivers, and Gonzalez a foul to the backstop. Count holds at 0-2. So 12-14-0 for Yolo, 6-9-2 for Oakland. Let's show that walk by Gonzalez in the 5th inning. One of the first, well, the second of the back-to-back walks to get that bottom of the 5th going, right behind Blackford. The 0-2, and that's poked down the left field side toward the corner and foul. No balls, 2 strikes. So Gonzalez now 39 straight games in which he has reached base safely. So no balls and 2 strikes the count. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield medium depth and straight away. As Valasek mentioned, it's his 29th birthday today. Comes set and delivers, and Gonzalez a swing and a miss, breaking the ball in the dirt, strike 3. And he is down on strikes. So Valasek who, by the way, when he struck out Tanner Smith in the 6th inning, that was his first Pioneer League strikeout. Well, Gonzalez, not often we've said this, but strikes out for the 3rd time today. Second strikeout for Valasek, 2 down. And now Bobby Leday comes up with a 12-6 advantage for the Yolo High Wheelers. Leday is 2 for 3, 2 singles, a walk, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. And he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Valasek played his college baseball at Alma. Not sure if it's Alma University or Alma College, members of the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. As the 1-0 pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. As Leday swings here and drives one foul right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Played for the Alma Scots. Played 4 seasons there, and then last couple of years been in the Pecos League in San Rafael. 1-2. And the pitch, Leday, a chopper foul up along third. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count with 2 out. And the pitch, and Leday is swinging a miss. Pitch in third, strike 3. And he is out. So that is the 3rd strikeout for Valasek. Another run for Yolo, the Marine double, Blackford RBI single, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 8th. 12-6, Yolo leading Oakland. Yolo will have a new pitcher when we get back on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. The new pitcher for the Yolo High Wheelers, the right-hander Connor Langrell. We have reached the 8th inning in a 12-6 Yolo advantage over Oakland. Jack Zalaski for the High Wheelers today went 1 shutout inning, allowed 1 hit, and all zeros from there. 12 runs, 14 hits, no errors for Yolo, 6-9-2 for Oakland. Again tomorrow, 4 o'clock Pacific time. We'll start the YouTube live feed and Flow Sports. Get Oakland to be determined for tomorrow. In terms of starter, Yolo will counter with right-hander Ben Ferrer. So Connor Langrell to, as I said, take the mound right now for the Yolo High Wheelers. For Langrell, 2 wins, 1 loss, 37th appearance, all out of the bullpen, which now matches Jack Zalaski for most on the team. 2.11 ERA. He has 4 saves, does Langrell. Brett Barrera leads it off. It'll be Barrera, Clark, and Wilmer, middle third of the order. And Langrell's pitch, and Barrera, a big swing and a foul ball, right side, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. 12 runs, 14 hits, no errors for Yolo, 6-9-2 for Oakland. Barrera got the 3-run 4th going with a single. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. The 0-1 pitch, foul to the screen, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes with a 12-6 Yolo lead, top of the 8th inning. Langrell, 6'4", 230 pounds. He's 22 years old. No balls, 2 strikes the count. As Connor from the high set kicks and the pitch, and Barrera tapper foul to the backstop, 0-2. Never mentioned I know the High Wheelers once in a while will mix in different uniforms. They're in the home whites today, white shirt, white pants. High Wheelers spelled across the front in black, gold number on each side, black cap, gold bill. Oakland in the forest green tops, gray pants, Ballers spelled across the front in gold, gold number on the back, going with the green caps is the pitch to Barrera, high and in, ball 1 from Langrell. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield all the way around. Langrell in the short white sleeves on this hot early September day makes the 1-2, and that's in the dirt, ball 2. So the count is now with 2 balls and 2 strikes with a 12-6 Yolo advantage, top of the 8th inning. Langrell worked the final game of the series at Boise September 1st. So last Sunday went 1 inning, allowed a hit and struck out 2. The 2-2, and that's foul ball. That's a foul ball right side. The count remains at 2-2. Langrell, in his last 17 games, has worked a total of 17 shutout innings with 24 strikeouts. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The mention has 4 saves this year. Been a while since he's had a save. Now, generally, Ty Buckner is on the mound when it comes to a save situation. But Langrell's last save, July 30th at Oakland. As the 2-2 pitch hit near the bag at third, that's grabbed by Blackford, and he'll throw across to the first baseman Gonzalez, and Barrera is out. 1 away. And now Trip Clark will come to the plate. Actually, that was July 30th at Rocky Mountain. Let me correct that. Save was July 30th at Rocky Mountain, not against Oakland. It was his first save since July 6th at Oakland, but that game on July 30th was at Rocky Mountain. So 1 out now. Trip Clark bats. He's 2 for 3. Single, double, couple of runs scored. 12-6 Yolo. And the pitch to Clark, and that's hit sharply past the first baseman Gonzalez the other way into right field, a base hit. A 3-hit game now for Trip Clark. As the right fielder Smith up with the ball, gets it in towards second. So give Clark a single. So Clark now 7 hits in the series. Clark, who had his first few professional hits against Yolo back in late July. Now a pinch hitter for Wilmer, and it's going to be Jalen Smith to bat. So Smith digs in here in the top of the 8th inning, and the pitch to Jalen, and that's a strike call on the outside corner. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Jalen Smith bats at .266. He has 10 home runs, and he has 38 RBIs. Clark, the runner at first, takes his lead in the shade, and Smith is swinging a foul to the screen right side, strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Each team in double figures with hits, but Yolo, a 12-6 advantage in the 8th inning, the top of the 8th. 12-14-0 for the High Wheelers, 6-10-2 for the Ballers. Outfield fairly deep straightaway. And the 0-2 pitch, and the dirt ball 1 to Jalen Smith. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Jalen Smith, guy who's been one of the few who has been here throughout the season. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count. As Langrell comes set. And the pitch on the way, and Smith, big swing and a miss, strike 3. And Jalen Smith, the Kennesaw State alum, is down on strikes. Guys played in the Atlantic League 2 years ago, was with Gastonia in the Charlotte area. Although don't tell people in Gastonia that Gastonia is the Charlotte area. Gastonia will say Charlotte who. So Smith down on strike swing, and that's the first strikeout for Langrell. 2 down. And now Tyler Lozano digs in. And the pitch on the way to Lozano. And that's chopped toward third. Near the bag, Blackford up with it. Throws across to Gonzalez at first from the sun to the shade. And Lozano is out. Another scoreless inning for Lane Grell. One hit, one left. Yolo now 3 outs away. Well, eventually, when they get to the top of the ninth, they'll be 3 outs away from clinching a playoff spot. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is Yolo 12 and Oakland 6 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Well, we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and a 12-6 lead for the Yolo High Wheelers. And Stephen Wilmer, remember he was just lifted for a pinch hitter in Jalen Smith, but because of the reentry rule, Wilmer stays in the game, and he will pitch. So the High Wheeler, or the Ballers, lose the DH, and I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Tanner Smith leads it off, and he takes inside ball 1-0. Second time we have seen a Oakland outfielder pitch in this series. We saw Brett Carson do that the other day, the 1-0. And that's called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. So Wilmer obviously stays in the 6th spot in the lineup. He pitches. Oakland loses the designated hitter. So Brad Burkell, who we certainly saw yesterday, had a big game, the 3-run homer, also an RBI single at 4 RBIs. Burkell comes into the game, and he plays right field. Burkell bats 5th. The 2-0 to Smith is high, 3-0. So Brad Burkell comes into the game, plays right field, and bats 5th. So Oakland loses the designated hitter, so Trip Clark is done for the day. Smith, Clancy, Banks 6-7-8, Wilmer's 3-0, and that's up and away, ball 4. So Smith, who had the go-ahead 2-run single in that 6-run 5th, draws the leadoff walk. Second time he's been on base safely today. So he stays 1 for 4, and now David Glancy will come up. Alex Valasek for Oakland this afternoon, 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. 12-6 Yolo, bottom of the 8th inning, and now the pitch on the way to Glancy, who is 3 for 4 today, and he takes outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Shade over the entire right field side, and really the right side of the diamond. In fact, shade pretty much all around the infield. Much of the sun's in left field now as the pitch on the way is inside ball 2 to Glancy. So 2 balls and no strikes to Glancy. Mentioned 3 hits today. He does have a 4-hit game with Yolo. That was August 22nd here against Boise. The 2-0. And that's low and in, ball 3 from Wilmer. So 3 balls and no strikes. So 3-0 the count from Wilmer, 5'9", 200 pounds, 24 years old. The 3-0 pitch down the middle, strike one, 3-1. Wilmer, born on the leap year. So every 4 years he actually has a birthday. Born on that magical, I guess you could say, day 366, February 29th. 3-1 on the way, and that's outside ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Wilmer, glancing on for the 4th time now. 12-6 Yolo, bottom of the 8th inning. And now Kirkland Banks comes up. Now Wilmer, this is his 4th outing as a pitcher for Oakland, after having 6 outings as a pitcher with Rocky Mountain. So this is the 10th outing he's had pitching this year in the Pioneer League. As the pitch to Banks, taken for a strike, 0-1. Also pitched a little bit his last year at Florida Gulf Coast last season. 5 games, 4 as a starter. 0-1 pitch up and away, ball 1, 1-1. And then when he played in the Florida Summer League, the Florida Collegiate Summer League in Leesburg, 12 appearances, 3 starts there in 2019. As the 1-0 pitch taken for, or the 1-1 pitch taken low, 2-1. 12-6 Yolo, bottom of the 8th. And actually, last December, as Banks swings and fouls on the plate, 2-2. Last December actually was in Leesburg, Florida. They still have that Summer League team. They played an old ballpark there. I think it was built in the 1930s. And I know the A's had a Florida State League team. There are a lot of affiliates from the 30s to the 60s had affiliated ball in Leesburg. 2-2, inside ball 3, 3-2. But I've actually, as I said, been up through Leesburg, one of the older Florida towns, through north central Florida. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Banks, who's 2 for 3, and the 3-2 here, and that's low and in, ball 4. So Wilmer has walked the bases loaded in order. So Smith, Clancy, and Banks have all walked, and now Taylor Lomack is going to pinch hit for Angel Mendoza. I'm going to guess Mendoza will come back to catch in the top of the 9th. So Lomack, who is 2 for 2 as a member of the High Wheelers. A single the other day, a single yesterday, and a pinch hitting role each time. So Lomack to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning with a 12-6 lead. As the Oakland pitching coach, Jim Dietrich. I don't want to correct one thing. I'd mentioned Dietrich that it was on this day 29 years ago that Cal Ripken broke Lou Gehrig's all-time games played record in Major League history. That anniversary is actually tomorrow. I admit I had to double check and should have checked beforehand. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But tomorrow is the 29th anniversary. But I guess you could say 29 years ago today, he tied the record. How about that? So Dietrich was in uniform for that with the Orioles. But tomorrow is the actual breaking of the record. All right, now Lomack bats, and Wilmer delivers. Big breaking ball there. I'm not sure what the MPH was on that one, but probably was not more than 60. But it hit the outer half of the plate, strike one. 0-1 to Lomack. Runners everywhere, and Lomack a big swing and a miss to the breaking ball, 0-2 to the recently acquired Lomack. I say recently, September 1st. Runners everywhere, 12-6 Yolo, and the pitch. Strike 3 at the knees, so Lomack strikes out against Wilmer on 3 pitches. First strikeout for Wilmer, 1 down. Wilmer now with 8 strikeouts. Actually, now with 16 strikeouts this year when you combine his Rocky Mountain and Yolo and Oakland totals. So 1 out. Bases stay loaded, and now for the 6th time, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. And he looks outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Braylon walked and scored in that 6-run 5th. He's 0 for 4, RBI and a couple of runs scored, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball, 1-1. So again, just about the entire field in the shade now. There is some slivers of sun in left field. The 1-1, and a swing and a foul to the screen, strike 2 from Wilmer. 1-2. But I'd like to see here, it'd be Alejandro Figueiredo for Yolo come up and pinch hit against Wilmer. Those two were teammates for several years at Florida Gulf Coast. The 1-2, and that's outside, ball 2 to Skinner, 2-2. Figueiredo obviously not in the lineup today for Yolo. Smith's at third, Glancy's at second, and Banks at first. 12-6 High Wheelers, the 2-2, and that's swatted foul left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the sun's starting to set just as I look over toward the basketball arena here. Sun heading behind there. The 2-2, and that swung on and popped up foul. Third base side, so 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Skinner, who has a 7 RBI game against Oakland this year. That was back on June 8th as he takes up an away ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Braylon Skinner, Bobby Lede, Tanner Smith, all with a 7 RBI game this year for Yolo. Most in a game for the High Wheelers. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, pitch down to the end, strike 3. So after walking the bases loaded, now back-to-back strikeouts for Wilmer. So second strikeout for Stephen Wilmer, and now Braylon Marine comes up. 12-6 Yolo. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Yolo High Wheelers on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Now it's Marine, who is 3 for 5. 2 singles, a double, an RBI, 2 runs scored. And Braylon lifts one high and foul down the left field side. That's strike 1. Well, the count is at no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Want to correct this about Wilmer. I was getting the stats mixed up and away 1-1. I'm looking at Baseball Reference, and apparently this is not the 4th game with Oakland as a pitcher. This is his first with Oakland for Wilmer. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss to the curve, 1-2. I want to thank Tyler Peterson, the Oakland broadcaster, for letting me know that. So the stats on Wilmer were only applying to Rocky Mountain. Big eephus pitch there. I guess most eephus pitches are. The big lollipop, just ball that hangs up there for a while, taken up and in 2-2. So the first outing as a pitcher with Oakland for Wilmer. 2-2. And Marine looks at strike 3 on the inside corner. He is out. So Wilmer, talk about a crazy inning. 3 walks in a row and then 3 strikeouts in a row. And the High Wheelers do not score against Wilmer, nor do they score against Brett Carson, one of the other outfielders for Oakland when he pitched here the other day. No runs, no hits, no errors, and Yolo leaves. The bases loaded. 3 outs to go to send the High Wheelers to postseason in their first year. As we go to the top of the 9th inning, last chance for Oakland. It is 12-6. Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Last chance for Oakland as we go to the top half of the 9th inning. 12 runs, 14 hits, and no errors for the hometown High Wheelers. 6-2 for the visiting Oakland Ballers. And Connor Langrell, who pitched the scoreless 8th inning, trying to do the same thing here in the 9th. 12-14-0 for Yolo, 6-2 for Oakland. And Tyler Best leads it off from the first pitch from Connor Langrell inside 1-0. So equation is simple. Yolo ends up today winning this game. They go to the playoffs. Kicking the 1-0, and that's taken high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, of course, Oakland can still go to the playoffs. Even if they lose today, they could still get in if Boise loses today or tonight. 2 ball, no strike offering, and Best takes up an in ball 3. So now 3 balls and no strikes. Boise is leading at Great Falls 3-0, top of the 4th inning. So Boise's been on life support the last few days, but they keep winning, or at least they've won the first 2 games up at Great Falls, a 3-0. And Best taking all the way. Looks at a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. So Best, Guerra, and then the top of the Oakland order for the shortstop Leslie, 8-9-1. Best, he's 3 for 3 today with 3 RBIs, and he swings and drives this one deep down the left field line and foul. 3-2. So now the entire, well, I say the entire field, just about the entire field. One huge sliver of sun that goes from the left field line, deep in left field, out towards center. So it's like 95% of the field is in the shade, and just a little bit of sun out toward left and left center field. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. 12-6 Yolo. Top of the 9th inning as Langrell kicks in the payoff, and Best swings, and he flies one toward right center field. On the run, Tanner Smith, and the right fielder far to his right will get there to make the catch. And Best is out, 1 down. And now Kyle Guerra comes up. Trying to tell you more about Guerra now. Guerra, as much as you know, began the year with Yolo and then got traded toward the end of July over to Oakland. In fact, Oakland was here in the middle of a series, and Guerra was traded during the series from Yolo to Oakland, so he made his Oakland debut here. And then stayed, obviously, with Oakland, and then eventually got let go. As the pitch to Guerra, low and in, ball 1, 1-0. And then Guerra, because of Brett Carson being on the inactive list right now, because of his high school Hall of Fame ceremony, the baller's like, hey, Kyle, we need you back to fill a spot. Swinging a comebacker, snagged by Langrell. He'll run the ball halfway to first. Underhand toss to Gonzalez, 2 out. Guerra now 0 for 3, and now Oakland is down to its last out. Yolo is 1 out away from clinching a trip to postseason. As for the 5th time this afternoon, Oakland will go to the top of its order for the shortstop, Josh Leslie. Now the Yolo High Wheelers, 17-4 over the last 21 games, and well, there you go. That's why it looks like they're headed to postseason. Leslie takes high, 1-0. The High Wheeler dugout all on the top of the navy blue painted rail over on the first base side. You can see all the hands and arms leaning over that rail. The 1-0 pitch. Leslie swings. Check swing. Tapper toward first. Glove by Gonzalez. Flips to Langrell. Steps on first. The ball game is over, and the Yolo High Wheelers are going to postseason for the first year as a franchise. The High Wheelers come pouring out of the first base dugout and from the bullpen down the right field line, all shaking hands all around the mound. Not really a huge dog pile. And you know what? Yolo still has some unfinished business. I don't mean just, trying to finish first in the second half, but obviously trying to win the whole thing, and Yolo ends up winning here by a count of 12-6. So a little more subdued celebration than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little more than that, but Yolo wins it by a score of 12-6. And congratulations to manager Billy Horton, coaches Jerome Williams on the pitching side, Gary Davenport, the bench coach / first base coach, and all the players, and of course our front office on a postseason trip. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Final score here this afternoon. It is the playoff-bound Yolo High Wheelers 12 and the Oakland Ballers 6. I'll be back with the final totals in a moment. Here are the final totals. First for the playoff bound and victorious Yolo High Whalers, who are now 52-39 overall and 29-16 in the second half. 12 runs, 14 hits, no errors, and 11 left. For the Oakland Ballers, who dropped to 56-37 and 29-16, and will have to wait a little longer to get to the playoffs. Oakland now 56-37 and 29-16 in league play. And also Yolo and Oakland back to a first-play tie for the number one seed in the second half. The winning pitcher today for Yolo is Chris Englund. He is 2-0 in the loss to Oakland's Justin Kleinsorge. He is 5-4. 2 hours and 53 minutes this game took in front of, again, a unannounced crowd due to company policy. We just announced the crowd as 0. Well, Yolo was down 2-0 going to the third inning, scored 4 times. An RBI single by Braden Blackford, a 2-run single by Bobby Leday. It was all set up by Kirkland Banks, the second baseman, leading off with a single. Angel Mendoza, bunt single. There was also a throwing error by the pitcher Kleinsorge involved. Oakland, after scoring 2 in the second, then retook the lead in the fourth inning, scoring 3 times. The big hit there, was an RBI single by Josh Leslie at the top of the order for the third time. There's also, before that, an RBI ground out by the catcher Tyler Lozano, and an RBI single by the left fielder Tyler Best. But Yolo scored 6 times in the fifth inning and sent to the plate 11. And it started on back-to-back walks to third baseman Braden Blackford and to Jose Gonzalez, the first baseman. Designated hitter Bobby Leday, single to center. Tanner Smith, the right fielder, the game-deciding hit, a 2-run single. After that, Kleinsorge was removed, and then left fielder David Glancy, a 2-run homer, his 4th of the year. That gave Yolo at the time, let's see here, that gave them at the moment a 4-run inning, and at the time made it a count of 8-4. Yolo added 2 more runs after that. Braylon Skinner on a wild pitch scored a run. He had walked after being at the top of the order for the 4th time. And then RBI single by shortstop Braylon Marine, who finished 3 for 6 today. Yolo a 6-run inning again, in which they sent 11 to the plate. High Whalers added a run in the 6th, an RBI single by Glancy, and a run in the 7th, an RBI single by the third baseman and Braden Blackford, who finished 2 for 3 today with 2 singles, 2 walks, and an RBI, 2 RBIs and a run scored. Yolo would win it 12-6. Brandon Mitchell, the starter, 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs all earned. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Chris Englund, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run earned, no walks and a strikeout, allowed a home run. Jack Zalaski, 1 shutout inning, allowed a hit. All zeros from there, so no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Connor Langrell, 2 innings, 2 shutout innings, 1 hit, no walks and a strikeout. Oakland starter Justin Kleinsorge, 4 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs all earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, a wild pitch and a balk. Connor Richardson, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs all earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts, a homer and a wild pitch. Alex Valasek, 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs both earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Stephen Wilmer, the right fielder, came in to pitch the 8th inning, crazy inning, walked 3 to start, and then struck out 3 right after that. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Every High Wheeler today reached base safely, something that has happened a lot of late. And Yolo, again, wins this one 12-6 and clinches a playoff spot for the, obviously, first time in history, being that it's a first-year team. Yolo 12, Oakland 6. Englund the winner for Yolo 2-0. Kleinsorge loss for Oakland 5-4 in 2 hours and 53 minutes this one took. Yolo 12, Oakland 6, and Yolo has won 2 out of the first 3 of this series and on their way to postseason. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow on Flow Sports and on YouTube Live. We'll have it for you at 4 o'clock Pacific time. Oakland is to be announced, and then right-hander Ben Freer, the league leader in wins with 10. He's 10-3 and a league best ERA at 4.24. We'll get the baseball for Yolo. Great job, as always, by Michael Serpell, everybody in the Yolo front office, and all of you great fans and listeners here this afternoon. The Yolo High Wheelers are going to postseason. Final score today, Yolo 12 and Oakland 6. Doug Greenwald saying good